Last week saw the start of the Interschool basketball tournament. Matches were played throughout the week at the Centenary Hall in a round-robin style, and the finals were held on Monday. This year, the battle was between two schools, as Bishop Fitzgerald and St. Joseph's had reached the finals of both the girls and the boys. In the girls' finals, it was St. Joseph's starting off the stronger side, but Bishop soon caught up to finish the first quarter on a 6-point tie. Bishop grabbed the first basket of the second quarter, and they continued to increase their lead. The Saints had height on their side, giving them a slight advantage in defence, but Bishop's speed and agility caused problems for the Blues. Second quarter ended 18-10 for the Greens. The last two quarters saw Bishop continue to increase their lead, both sides putting in a very strong performance, but Bishop Fitzgerald were the better side on the day, becoming winners of 2018's Interschool Basketball Championship. The squad were over the moon with the result, as Paris Charalam and Charlize Buhaja explained.
Congratulations, girls, winning the Interschool. Paris, tell us, how competitive has the tournament been?
It was very competitive throughout the thing, but we worked as a team, so it helped us a lot.
Now, you played St. Joseph's throughout the week in the run-up to the final. What were your thoughts facing St. Joseph's?
I was very nervous at first because when we first played them on Monday, it was a very close match and it was really nerve-wracking. So in school, all of us were like, oh my God, we're so nervous. And when we finally won, we were all so relieved and so happy.
And Paris, you've won MVP this year. How proud are you?
Very proud. And when we faced St. Joseph, I was really nervous, but now I'm really happy that we won. Yeah.
And you must be very proud as a school as a whole. Your team must be very excited to go back to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
We are.
Very happy.
Next up were the boys. The first quarter was dominated by St. Joseph's with some well-executed plays. Entering the second quarter with a respectable lead, the Saints started off strong, but something awoke the spirit of the Bishop players, giving them a boost and surpassing St. Joseph's. Both sides were taking as many points as they could, with no clear winner in sight. The second half of the game, however, was met with a more focused and organised St. Joseph's side. Tactically sound, they took control of the match, and although the Greens didn't stop their pursuit for gold, the Saints were able to put some distance between them, making it too hard for Bishop to catch up. A thrilling final, it was St. Joseph's who lifted the shield victorious. I caught up with cousins Danny and Daniel Casaglia, who had this to say about the game.
So Daniel, tell us how tough the match was.
Well, at first we were winning by quite a bit, and then in the second quarter they came back, so we were half off, we were tied. And then at the end we managed to pull it back.
Did it make you a bit nervous in the second quarter when they overran you in points?
Yeah, because I was on the bench at that moment and I was quite freaked out because we were winning by a few points and suddenly they just came back.
And how important, Daniel, is it for the team to keep together, keep focused and making sure that they didn't run out of steam until the buzzer went off?
Because if you don't have enough energy, you can't play as well, so you can't pass as well, and you get frustrated, you get angry at your teammates, and it just all crumbles.
And what would you say about Bishop's performance today?
They made a good match. It was really tough, but at the last quarter we pulled through and won the match.
And Daniel, you won MVP twice in a row. How happy are you with that?
Very happy. I thought I wouldn't get it because 2 years in a row I don't think they'd do that because give another person a chance, but thankfully they gave it to me. So
now, just so that people know, you're both related, you're cousins. Daniel, how proud are you of your cousin?
Very.
And how important is it for the school for you guys winning this Interschool?
It's really nice.
And has it been a tough Interschool? How was last week's matches against all the schools?
It was nice, calm, just really good overall.
Would you say it was very competitive?
Yes.
Yes. What's the most important thing for you, playing or winning?
Playing and having fun.
A great day after a full week of matches between most middle schools. It was clear that the children had fun as the competition offered a friendly and healthy competitive tournament. Led by Gabba, a presentation took place at the end, with medals given out to each school. An all-star team was also named. Most valuable players for both the girls and boys competitions was also included. Paris Charalam from Bishop Fitzgerald and Danny Casaglia from St. Joseph's were this year's winners. Another fantastic inter-school competition. Praise must be given to all the teachers and coaches involved. I caught up with Gabba's John Gonsalves to discuss the competition and also the work put in by the two young umpires throughout the whole tournament.
So John Gabba is very involved with the Interschool. Tell us the reason why.
Well, for some years now we've been organizing the Interschool because for us it's the most important basketball there is, for two reasons. One, it's the pyramid's base, and if we don't look after our base, then everything else crumbles. And two, stands that you see empty behind us, it's the only time in the year when we get them reasonably full, as well as when we play our junior games on Saturday mornings. But it's something that we put our heart and soul into.
And what are your thoughts on the week? I know it's been extremely competitive. We've seen here in the final both St. Joseph's and Bishop for the girls and the boys. What are your thoughts on what you've seen?
Well, it's the first time, certainly since we've been organising it, that the two same schools have played in the two finals. Last year we had more schools involved, but this is the result of last week's competitive round-robin competition where they played each other. And there's no doubt that the two best teams in the boys and in the girls made it to the final. I'm very happy. The competition level has gone up a notch since last year. We've seen some very good individual performances, some of them extremely good individual performances, and that makes me and all the people who run basketball very happy.
And apart from the players, you've also seen two young umpires putting in a great performance of themselves. What is it that you're assessing when you see them here this past week?
Well, I've got to say something very positive about the two of them because there have been 22 games throughout the week and they've done every single game. Well, not every single game because there were games going on at the same time, but they've each refereed 12 games. They refereed together today, but during the week they were refereeing on either court. What are we assessing? We're assessing because there is a learning curve for everything, for players, coaches, and it is my responsibility to look after the officials as an old-time FIBA commissioner. And I tend to be a little bit strict with them because I feel that is the only way that they're going to progress. The two have aspirations to be selected for the Island Games panel. They're still quite some way away from it, but they've got about 7 months to go. They're working hard, and their performance today has been, if I could mark it out of 10, it's been like a 6, which is good. It's not easy to officiate this young level because the boys and the girls are so full of energy that sometimes all of them go for the same ball, and it's not very easy to officiate as mini basketball should be officiated.
And in terms of the schools themselves, you see how high the competitive edge is, both on court and off court, when you see the coaches also getting very heated. How important is it for teachers, obviously, to be competitive, but also to make sure that the children are having fun?
Well, it's good to see the teachers getting involved. It means that they care, and we're very happy about that. In fact, at the moment, and for the last 2 years, we've been putting into play a mentorship program in the schools, with maybe 2 exceptions in this week. The other teachers are not involved in basketball all the time. There are 2 that are, but they show tremendous enthusiasm. Sometimes they seem to be more enthusiastic than the boys and girls themselves, but that's good. That's really acceptable and encouraging.